Hello everybody, welcome in. Do apologize, we are a little bit late today. We're having a little bit of production issues is the word I was looking for here. So we are here on behalf of the Gran Turismo racing community. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, and this is round 4 of our Audi TT Cup Series Championship here, and it's been a spicy little series here so far. Ignore the car on screen there. That's not the right car. I have yet to change it, but it's dealing with technical issues. So welcome in everybody over on the GT45 Gaming Facebook, GT45 Gaming YouTube, and Gran Turismo Racing Community YouTube channels. We are having some issues with our streaming PC currently, and I do apologize if the stream acts up. We're along for the ride currently, but we appreciate all the support, and hopefully we can get a good broadcast out for everybody today. So we missed qualifying. Qualifying just finished up. I'm just making sure. Right, we have some game audio here, because currently we do not. Huh. Interesting. All right. Let's see if we can get something here. Oh, we got nothing. Oh boy. Let's see if it's working on this side. Testing. Don't sound. Why? How's it going, Petrol? Oh, my head hurts so much. Why is there no sound? I'll be right back, chat. What? Oh my god. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand why it's not. Oh, come on. Why are you not working? Oh boy. I think we just had a DC. I think we had a red flag there. I gotta shut the stream down, chat. We don't have a proper working stream. Again, I apologize. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, the page is about ready to shut down because clearly our equipment is failing and I can't afford to fix it properly. So, I don't know how much longer there's going to be live commentary coming from GT45 Gaming right now, but I'm not in a financial position to continue to maintain the cost of equipment, and with a dying PC and an improper capture card and things just not working right now, I am 1,050% frustrated, and I'm just deeply apologetic to the community. I have done nothing but try to bring great content for the last 2.5 weeks. I finally have free availability to produce as much content as long as I want, it's outside of my working hours. And it's just been nothing but disaster after disaster after disaster after disaster. I can't feel like my equipment's been sabotaged by my ex-tenants, because it's just funny how it's all started to fail since he's left. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm sorry, but I can't get this to work. I don't get what's going on. So frustrated. So defeated. Sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. I honestly don't even know what to do anymore. None of this makes any sense. What do you guys hear right now? I can't. Never. You know what? I'll just turn it on myself. Doesn't matter. I don't hear anything. Oh, hold on. Let me plug my earbuds in. That might help. No, that didn't work. Alright, I think we got it, chat. Alright, we're off. We're green. I'm not sure what happened on the first restart there. I was too busy still trying to sort this out, but I think we have something rolling here. Alright. Ah, car was stuck on auto drive. Gotcha. Alright, so that makes sense for the restart. Alright, guys, so let's just try to get into this race here. Again, I apologize. My goodness. Alright, so it's Pickham's here in the lead. It's Mark in second place. Doug Barrow in third. It's Hair Razor in fourth. We got Mike 1972 in fifth. We got Super in sixth. We got Type Bar 27, pardon me, in seventh. We got Type R in eighth. We've got Fast Ginger in ninth place. And we got Happy Pappy here in 10th place. So couple of issues at race start here. We had to get a driver to do a reset, so they had to get a backup car out of the paddock, essentially. In real life terms is what that would mean. So starting at the back of the pack here. And then we had a red flag situation in the first race due, again, to a technical malfunction. So 1 out of 3 red flags have been used up there, and I'm glad that these guys were on it because I was not paying attention. And it looks like we got a race, and it looks like we got some form of sound anyways, so hopefully it's working. But appreciate y'all. Let's get to the details at hand here. So we have a 15-minute endurance race here. This is Suzuka circuit. This is round 4. I'm not sure where our standings currently sit at the moment. I do not have them up in front of me to try and save the computer a little bit, but we'll at some point in the broadcast try and go at least take a look at where we're at with the standings. In the meantime, let's keep this early race action hopefully moving nice and gingerly here. We got Fast Ginger here in 9th. We got Happy Pappy here in 10th place. So it is Pickham's here in the early lead, and at the end of lap 1 he does take that pole position start and maintain race lead here. So whole shot for Pickham's. Mark right there currently sitting in 2nd place. We got Doug in 3rd, Hair Razor in 4th, and a nice little half-second track limit infraction there from Hair Razor. I'm assuming that was at some point in the final sector there on lap number 1. And oh, we got Supra down and out there, and not sure what happened to Supra. I think he just caught the curbing on entry there, and good old Suzuka turn 1 and 2 here just lost control of that car in the dirt, and yeah, that's exactly what it was there. And you can see that thing just spin right around as he was trying to get traction. A couple of 360s there on the racetrack from Supra, and a great smoke show to follow, and that's gonna Put him in the back of the pack here for the time being, but no damage on that race car, at least. Just a little bit of damage to those racing hard compounds. So 50-minute endurance race here. The tires required are the racing hard tires here in the Audi. It's the only tires they'll be using today. No mandatory pit stops here in this particular series, but the way it seems to be shaping up all season long is at some point the drivers do need to make a stop for at least fuel. Now, whether or not they choose to take tires, I think that's up to each individual driver. But in a 50-minute race with these front-wheel drive Audis, I think that tire changes are definitely something that are probably at least considered in the pit strategies here from our drivers. So I'm not sure how the audio balance is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry if I'm overriding the game audio. I don't even know how well the game audio is working right now. It'll keep me updated, and I'll try to do what I can to get this fine-tuned in for everybody here. All right, so almost a second. Ooh-wee! And Mark getting it a little bit wrong there, coming through 135R, and that's going to cost him a position to Doug Barrow there, as Doug Barrow takes advantage of an opportunity there to move up a position, and Subi Mark there settles into third place. So that was a great job to gather himself up there in that Audi, but woof, tense moment right there for Subi Mark. We've got Hair Razor here in fourth place, and he's got Mike 1972 in tow, and there's about 2 Audis separating these two guys here right now, coming into turn 1 and 2 on lap number 3. So let's see what these guys got. I don't even know what the times of qualifying were, ladies and gentlemen. I don't really have a lot of information to give to you guys, unfortunately. But you have sound. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Oh my! I can turn my voice down easier to balance it than probably turn the game audio up if need be. So just keep me posted. Got Mike 1972 here. We got Bar 27 here in 6th position. We've got Type R here in 7th. We've got Fast Ginger in 8th. We've got Pappy in 9th. And we've got Supra here in 10th place. Pigums here is in our race lead. And opening a pretty quick gap here, so that little bit of a mistake by Subi Mark broke the slipstream there. Doug had to make his way around Subi Mark, which cost him probably not a lot of time, but a little bit of time, a 10th or 2, on that little corner section there where he made the pass. So that allowed the leader to open up about another 0.6 of a second on this second and third set of drivers here in Mark and Doug Barrow. And Mark is tucked right back into a car length here from Doug Barrow, just sitting in the tow here right now. The bigger question is he going to be content to sit there, or is he going to be looking for an offensive attack to get back into second place and try to get back up in behind Pigums here? We'll have to wait and find out, obviously, as the race is progressing. But, ooh, a little bit of a wide entry in through Spoon Curve here, and gets it all corrected up and gets a nice tidy exit there, sits right in the slipstream of Doug, but he does need to be concerned about these two in behind. These two are kind of linked together here. Mike 1972 has been just kind of nestled in behind Hair Razor all race long here so far. Hasn't made any attempts or shown any offensive aggression so far towards Hair Razor up in 4th place. The game plan here does seem to be just to work together and catch back up to that pack and then probably fight for those positions. And as you can see there, great setup there by Mike 1972. He's going to grab 4th place from Hair Razor, getting it done on the outside leading into the chicane here. And that was a great little sector there. I can't remember what they call that. The Casio Triangle, I believe. In real life, if I'm not mistaken. I do have a track map. I just didn't have time to get it together with the production issues that we're having here at the beginning of the day. All right, so Hair Razor here, he's just kind of settled in behind Mike 1972. We got Bar 27 battling it out right now with Type R. This is for 6th and 7th position here, and it looks like Bar 27 gets the position done, but he could have been defending there. We're not 100% sure as we caught it late, and it was a defensive defending here as Type R took a look up the inside coming into turn 1 and 2 here, but well, great defense on the outside there by Bar, maintains good speed, keeps it nice and tight on his line there, and Type R didn't really get a good run on the inside of Bar 27 there, so that was a great defense there from Bar 27 on Type R in 7th place. So for the time being, holding off that challenge, but he's got a whole pack of drivers in behind there. Fast Ginger, Happy Pappy, and Supra there, who's now nicely recovered from his spin in turn 1 and 2 there early on in the race, and now back in the back of this pack trying to find his way back up through the field. But he is in some tough competition here, as these 5 Audis are all basically nose to tail here as we come around the 180 and head up in towards Spoon Curve. Let's go see what's kicking up front is what I meant to say. I'm still a little under the weather here. I've been battling a pretty good sickness all week as well, so I do apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still not 100% with it yet either. We got Subi Mark here in 3rd place. We've got Mike 1972 here in 4th, and we've got Hairraiser in 5th. So we've got two kind of defined packs here on the racetrack today right now, and I think we're missing Tron Kobe. I'm not sure what happened to Tron Kobe here. I thought he was on track in the practice lobby. Yeah. Interesting. All right, so we've got basically our front pack and we've got our back pack. They're all kind of nose to tail, 1st through 5th, and then when we get 6th through 10th here, we're battling right now as Type R goes ahead and grabs position up into 6th place there. And the bigger question is what happened to Barr here? He got gobbled up by this pack apparently. Let's go see if we can see what happened here, as we just missed it. And it definitely happened well before the point of the replay here, so maybe a little mistake made by Barr, and that allowed it looks like 3 positions to be lost there. And now he's just kind of settled into line here as he's this back group here. The second pack of cars is still fighting pretty rigorously here. We got Supra now up the inside of Pappy, and they're battling it out for 9th and 10th place here right now. And Pappy with the response, and he's going to settle right back up into 9th place, and he's going to go ahead and park it right on that apex there. So Supra has to either wait or look for a different way around. This great defensive driving here right now by Pappy and the Audi, and Supra is definitely looking for a way around. And I thought he was going to try to open him up right there for the corner, but he just didn't have a line there, and he's just going to settle in behind here for the time being. But things are definitely spicing up here in the back pack of this race here, and Bar 27 losing just a little bit of touch with Ginger up in there as they go through Degner 2, I believe that is. Alright, so Bar 27 here, a little bit of a touch there from Pappy as they come into the corner. Super tries to go around in avoidance there. He almost got enough of a run there to try and battle Pappy for that 9th place position there again, and he is tucked right in and now looking for a way around. Pappy's going to appear to take the defensive line here coming into Spoon Curve, and this is some spicy little battle in here between these two drivers right now on the racetrack, and Super's just hanging it out there. I think he's going to look for the big run coming up to the straight to 135R here, try to use a little bit of slipstream, maybe try to slot in to this inside track around 135R. I mean, you could definitely make a pass there, but it is a little bit tricky. It requires a little bit of cooperation from the two or multiple parties involved. Dirty Air definitely factors in here. A little slide there from Pappy, and Super got a well-planted corner there, and that's going to allow him now to be side-by-side with Pappy, and he actually just going to back out of that heading into the chicane, realizing that side-by-side through the chicane is probably not the best of ideas, and he's showing a lot of really impressive racing decisions here this season is Supra, and it may be affecting us a little bit of positioning on the racetrack here right now, but as racers, as we continue to develop and become cleaner, more faster, efficient racers, and that goes for every single one of us, sometimes you find a little bit of setbacks in the competition until you start seeing your normal progress or forward progress again. So it's all a part of the process. Got Subi Mark here in 4th place. We got Hairraiser in 5th. Type R still leading the second group here in 6th place. Fast Ginger closing in right there, about 2 car lengths in behind right now. Bar 27 trying to close back in on that front part of this backpack. And we got Pappy and Supra still kind of battling it out, but not really battling it out here. Pappy's not giving Supra a whole lot to work with right now around Suzuka. And surprisingly enough, even though it's a racing race circuit, it is hard to get a move done around Suzuka unless you're in extremely high downforce cars where the cars hold the corners really well. There's a little mistake made there by Pappy, but unfortunately for Supra, he wasn't close enough to take advantage, but that does mean Pappy gets it a little bit wrong in Degner too there as well. And now Supra has a run, but again, Pappy's got the choice to defend here. Let's see if he does. And Supra decided just to stay on that outside line, and there we go. The cutback finally coming to set up the execution. Now can he get the run on Pappy out of the corner here, and it is side by side as we head towards Spoon Curve, and no, he cannot. Pappy is defending 9th place for his life right now. Some great action between Supra and Happy Pappy here in the back of the field right now. They are supplying some great battle in here around Suzuka. This is how it's done. This is a great battle in between these two. Nice clean defending, nice clean attacking, good holding of the lines right now by these two drivers. This is fantastic racing by these two. These Audis, I tell you. They make for some fun racing. So we got Pickens up ahead here, 3.5 seconds. He's stretching that gap open. Mike 1972's now found his way up into second position. Doug Burrow here is in third place. Subi Mark back up into fourth there. We got Hair Razor here in fifth. We got Type R still leading the charge here in group number 2, which is probably, I was going to say about 6 or 7 seconds. It's 8 seconds because I have live timing in front of me here today. Behind that first pack. So a little bit of a pace difference between the two groups of cars, but it's making for great action on the racetrack. We got Fast Ginger here. He's 4.5 tenths in behind Type R here right now. Now, Type R is a great defensive driver, and Fast Ginger is not a hard, aggressive attacker. He is a very precise attacker. So he and Type R are going to have an interesting battle here, and this may actually play out into Bar 27's favor a little bit, because Bar 27 is a little more of an aggressive attacker as compared to the passive attacking strategy that we have on Fast Ginger. So two different driving styles from the teammates here, so it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. Now, obviously, teammates don't want to affect each other's races here, but this is an individual championship, and these guys are expected to race for their own individual points at the end of the day, and that is what is happening here. So it's just when you come across teammates, usually on a racetrack, you always just try to make sure you have that extra amount of respect to not make contact and try not to cost your teammate too much time here. But right now, Bar's just chill, or he's settling in, he's closing on the pack. Got a great cut on Tegner too there, a little wiggle out there, but the curbing here, some of the curbs are very high at Suzuka. You can see Super in the background there, get a big slide. He finally got around Pappy there. And ooh, half-second track limit penalty there for Bar 27. That's not ideal, as he's just starting to close back up on those guys there in front of him. But interesting little development there, because Type R is a good defensive driver, and because of the passive attacking strategy by Fast Ginger, he would rather save fuel and tires for pit strategy and gain time that way. And there's nothing wrong with a strategy like that. He may not, force a move on Type R, and unless Type R makes that mistake, he's not going to give up that position freely. That's for sure. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops back there. But we got Subi here in fourth place, and he's under pressure now. Hair Razor has closed back in on him here, and they're nose to tail as we head into the chicane here for the 7th time today. And at about 2 minutes a lap, at a 50-minute race, we're going to see about 24 laps with the pit stop out of these guys. We're at about half fuel right now. We're not halfway into the race. Yeah, so we're definitely going to see a pit stop for fuel here today. I don't have any pre-information on this race, unfortunately, for everybody today. I do apologize. I can't have been under the weather here all week, so a little out of the loop. Alright, so we got some gaps developing here. First has a big gap over second place right now, but it is closing. 2.4 seconds. It was over 3. So Mike has pulled away from third and fourth place, Doug and Subi Mark, and the Hair Razor here. Doug has a little gap here. It's not quite as comfortable as second to third and first to second right now. It's only 3/4 of a second, so these guys are still well within the slipstream range here, and you can see Hair Razor and Subi Mark taking just slightly different angles through the corners. That's just so the car reacts and turns in properly. Of course, these front wheel drives at high speeds around Suzuka here. Definitely understeer is going to be a factor into these drivers' races here today, and with as many hard right-hand corners on this track and high-speed left-hand corners on this track, understeer can be your worst enemy. So the drivers really do need to manage that as the tires start to wear down here as well. Type R has kind of opened the gap just a little tiny bit here in 6th place. He's given himself a little bit of breathing room there. We got Fast Ginger about a second in behind him. We got Bar 27 a little bit in behind him. So either we've had a couple of small mistakes between for Ginger and Bar to lose touch with Type R a little bit, or he's just stuck it into the next pace level, or those two had a little tussle for position maybe and cost each other some time. We're not sure, but those are 3 possibilities, and 3 very good possibilities. Got Super here in 9th position, and we got Pappy here in 10th. So he's been pit stop. Alright, so strategy call here coming from Pappy, making an early pit stop. Maybe he didn't want to be involved in that vigorous battle with Supra there as I was continuing kind of lap by lap there. Maybe he just wanted to have some clean air and run some hassle-free laps, so to speak, without battling, defending, thinking about all those things. And maybe not the worst call in the world there. We'll have to wait to see how that strategy works out for him. So I'm not sure what the fuel range exactly is on this race today, but again, A little bit of a different strategy coming from Pappy here compared to the rest of the field. Anyways, Soupy Mark here in 4th place. He's still doing a good job at keeping Hair Razor in behind. I don't think Hair Razor is really putting a lot of pressure on either right now at the moment. These guys are all fairly equally paced drivers too, right? So it makes it very difficult to get an easy attack done. So it's a lot of, ooh, there we go. Hair Razor had the opportunity there and he just decided to sit back. So a little bit of patience being shown there from our Team Rad driver here in 5th place. Hair Razor, there was definitely an opening right there from Mark as he came into the mid part of turns 1 and 2 there, but Hair Razor opted to just leave him hold his line there and just settle in behind, thinking that was probably going to cost them less time most likely. That was a pretty good call there. That could have got a little bit risque, but there was definitely opportunity for position to be gained there for Hair Razor as well. But again, you know, that's all situational when racing conditions are happening. And there we go. You see that patience rewarded Hair Razor right there. He didn't make the move that could have caused contact, maybe taking both drivers out. He decided just to sit in behind, wait for a better opportunity, and lo and behold, a couple corners later, just a little mistake there by Subi Mark to put him wide into the corner, and Hair Razor just drove himself right up the inside, grabs 4th place from Subi Mark there. So sometimes that patience will reward the driver, and that was a good case of it right there. A good case of it. Made a good call, and he was rewarded for that good call. Got Type R here in 6th place, and Ginger is all over him here again. And Bar 27 may be struggling a little bit here in the middle part of this first stint, as he's really starting to lose touch with Type R and Fast Ginger in 6th and 7th place here. So this back 5 has kind of broken into 2 little separate 2-car packs, and of course Pappy making a pit stop early on has separated him from the rest of the field. But again, I feel like that's get into clean air strategy coming from Happy Pappy there, and again, not a terrible call necessarily. He was in a hard battle with Supra here, and that's worked out for Supra because now Bar's gone wide going into Spoon Curve, and Supra's going to be able to take advantage up the inside here. He's going to slot right out in front of Bar 27 there. Both of them get it a little bit wrong on exit, pushing there hard, and unfortunately for Bar, he was going to lose the position either way. Supra just got it a little bit early, and he's going to serve that penalty. That's going to absolutely kill his charge here right now. Supra's going to gain a quick second and a half gap there on Bar 27 due to that half-second penalty, and of course the location of our electronic penalty servings, enforcement penalty serving zone here in Gran Turismo 7. It's a mouthful, isn't it? I know. Alright, so it is Pigham's here in the lead, and that lead is diminishing. I mean, Mike 1972 is just chipping away at that lead. A 10th here, a 10th there, a 10th here, a 10th there, but it was 2.6, now it's 1.7. That was only about 2.5, maybe 3 laps ago, so about 2.5 tenths a lap right now. It seems like second place is gaining on our current race leader. Doug here, he's about 6 seconds in behind Mike, which means he is losing track of second place a little bit as he is tracking Pigham's down. So that the front pack now separated out a little bit here as well. So it's first and second challenging here, and then it's third, fourth, and fifth now challenging. We got 6th and 7th together, and we got 8th and 9th together right now on the racetrack. So lots of little groups developing here as we head around Suzuka. But it is Doug Bro right now currently in that final podium position on the racetrack. His teammate Hair Razor in behind, and Subi Mark just in behind. All three very capable, quick drivers. We've got Type R here in 6th position, and he is just chilling right now with Fast Ginger right in behind there in 7th place as well. We just want to say from 10 Tenths Racing, a huge shout out to 10 Tenths Sim Racing driver Palm Tree. We love you, we appreciate you. Keep fighting a good fight, my man. You got lots of support, dude. Got Supra here in 8th place. We've got TT Bar 27 in 9th, and we got Happy Pappy in 10th place. And everybody probably wonders what just stemmed that. If you can see on the back window of the car here, you can see a special decal on Ginger's car here. And of course, being a part and co-owner of 1010 Sim Racing, I know what's going on with all this here. So we have a driver who's battling right now, and a team made up a decal just to show a little extra support for our driver so he can keep fighting that good fight. So send the love out to Palm Tree winners and everybody out there watching. Definitely could use all the good vibes you can get right now. We appreciate it. Thank you. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Supra here in 8th place. He has gotten around Bar and opened that gap up to 2.5 seconds. So Supra is settled into his race now. He's got some clean air. Let's see what he can do with it. He tracked down Bar pretty well. Bar looks like he's just been having a little bit of penalty trouble here in this latter part of the stint, and he just needs to get himself collected up and get refocused up for that next stint. Happy Pappy here is 28 seconds in behind Bar, so Happy Pappy has closed up a couple seconds here with that early pit stop on the pack here as well. Fresh tires compared to degrading tires, so it's not too surprising to see a little bit of time gain there as well from Pappy. And again, that's the interesting part of the strategy. So depends if Pappy's going to pit for a second time or not here. It looks like the majority of these drivers are going to be doing the mid-race one-stop style strategy. We're not going to quite get fuel for a no-stop here today. In other words, that probably would be the OP strategy most likely, but I think you would have to fuel conserve just a hair too much to make it happen. Got Doug here in third place, Subi Mark in fourth. He's starting to close in on Doug a little bit here. 1.2 seconds is that gap. He's opened up the gap away from Hairraiser. So Hairraiser must have made a mistake here because Hairraiser was in behind Doug in fourth place last time around through the field here. And now he finds himself in fifth place. And Suzuka is famous for little mistakes turning into bigger mistakes. I mean, we've seen it so many times already today, just these drivers getting out into that astroturfing or artificial curbing on the outside of the rumble strips, the red and white rumble strips on the screen, and that is like driving on ice when these tires are up to heat temperature. They're super hot and they touch those ice cold curbs, and it's just like a sausage in a greasy frying pan, man. It wants to slide. And even though these are front wheel drive cars, those rear tires, if they don't have enough grip in the back tire to, especially say around Spoon Curve here where you're rotating around the corner, that rotation plus lack of grip in the rear tires on these hard tires, probably a little bit cooler temperature in those rear tires as well, is going to be a recipe for disaster. So that's why we have seen some of these guys in these Audis today get into trouble just getting on out past that rumble strip on the curb, on the track edges here, because, well, you know, that green stuff is absolutely dangerous in Suzuka. It's just like you're driving in the grass, but slipperier. So you got to watch it. You definitely got to watch it, and that small little mistake sometimes will cost you a couple positions on the racetrack in a situation where these guys are kind of packed up in little groups. That one little mistake can most certainly cost you. Here we go. We got a potential battle for third and fourth place here. Hairraiser's coming into pit lane this time around here, so this is a defensive position here for Doug Burrow, and it's an attacking position here for TT Subi Mark right now. And that was a good defend there coming into turn 1 and 2. Doug was more than aware that Mark may have been thinking about attacking there, so he took that defensive line, and Mark applied a little bit of pressure there, but nothing too crazy serious. He putting some pressure, show his nose, see how the driver reacts. It's all a part of racing. It's all a part of racing. And Dirty Hair does not seem to be facing these two gentlemen too much here. You can see Mark has just kind of kept that thing tucked right in behind Doug Bro. And the funny thing is about the Audi TT Cup car, especially when you got a whole field of Audi TT Cup cars together, dirty air does factor into these cars, but these cars actually drive better tucked in than getting clean air into the nose. When you have that half semi-clean, half semi-dirty air into these Audis with the front-wheel drive system in these cars, that typically creates understeer and creates you to make the mistake in a corner. It's actually better to stay mainly tucked in when you're nose-to-tail racing in these Audis, because they make the corner. They make the corner. It's like they just kind of, they got magnets stuck to each other and they just follow each other around the track. But the moment you pull the nose out mid-corner is the moment you're going to find the understeer is going to kick in. You're going to start to push wide. And you're trying to gather that car up from staying out of the grass or concrete or whatever's on the track edge in that particular part of the racetrack. But you can see here, you don't really see TT Subi Mark that much diving for clean air like we typically see, unless he's going to make a move here. He thought about making a pass there into the chicane, I think. He showed his nose, just seeing if Doug was going to react there. And Doug's a seasoned veteran. He's not gonna react there unless you catch him off guard. And here we go, Doug and Subi Mark all coming into pit lane. So Mike 1972 opts to stay out. That's going to give him the race lead. So for the first time today here, we've seen a lead change, and it's going to go to Mike 1972 from TT's Pig'em. So Subi Mark's in third. We got Doug in fourth. They came out. Doug came in third, and Subi Mark came out in fourth. Obviously pit box positioning right now. Fast Ginger's going to stay out. He's going to stay in second place. Type R comes in. Hairraiser pit last time around. Supra also pit last time around. Happy had quite a bit of an earlier pit stop than everybody else. And Mark 27 is also pit. He finds himself 11 seconds in behind Pappy right now. So clean air, no pressure, no battling. Let's see what he can do with that as well. So again, a little bit of different strategies here coming from some of these drivers, but again, that's not necessarily the worst thing. Some of these drivers are, Pickens is so consistent. He really is, isn't he? he really does pride himself on consistent laps. He's much like I am. In endurance racing, consistency really is key. Not necessarily to winning races, but it's definitely key to strong finishes, race in and race out. Because if you're just focused on consistency, that means you've got patience. You're not looking to necessarily force an attack where it's not necessary. You wait for your opportunity to make a clean, quick pass, and that's Piggums in a nutshell. He's a very precise racer, and he's not going to do something if he doesn't think that he can't do it 100% clean of the way. I mean, we all make mistakes. He's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We all make mistakes. We all make contact. Factors factor into races. But at the end of the day, it's just that cool, calm mental attitude in behind the race car of going, I know I have the pace to win. I just need to race smart here so I can give myself an opportunity at the end of the day to take the checkered flag first. And that's what separates a lot of these high tier drivers from the rest of us trying to find that pace. It's not necessarily always about sheer pace. Consistency really makes a big difference, and of course strategy helps a little bit too, but not making the mistakes on the racetrack really does make a big difference, especially in endurance racing. Obviously in sprint racing is pretty vital too, because you don't have the time to make up for a mistake in sprint racing, but sprint racing is a little bit of a different beast. It's all about sheer pace. Endurance racing is not about sheer pace. Sheer pace doesn't typically do well for pit strategy, so you gotta learn when to reel it back and when to use it, so to speak, and Piggums seems to have a pretty good handle on that. So our third race leader here now is TT's Fast Ginger, as he's opted to stay out on a very long stint here. Mike 1972 is going to come in. Piggums here in third place. The gap is 6 seconds to Ginger up in front here right now. We got Doug Burrow in fourth place. We've got Subi Mark here in fifth. We got Hair Razor in sixth. We got Type R in seventh. Supra in eighth position. We've got Pappy in ninth and Bar in 10th place. And we still have a little over 20 minutes of racing left yet, so there's plenty of racing left yet, and some drivers haven't made a pit stop here yet in the race, so we are going to see a couple of these drivers make a pit stop yet. We may even see a couple drivers make a second pit stop potentially here in the race, and I don't think that's going to do them dividends here, so we'll see how they manage their earlier stops. But Fast Ginger really stretching out this stint here right now in this first stint, so it's an interesting strategy. So we got some varying strategies here from the 10-10 drivers today. I'd love to see that. Got Mike here in third place. We got Doug in fourth. We've got Subi here in fifth place, and a half-second track limit penalty there. That's not ideal. It's going to cost him a good solid second, maybe 1.2 seconds at the end of the day on Doug Burrow. He's chasing down there, but again, just under 20 minutes remaining. Lots of time to make up position here still on the racetrack. Got Type R having a great race here in seventh place right now. Supra is trying to close in eighth place. He's got Pappy tracking in ninth position. We do have Bar 27 closing in here in 10th. That gap has come down by 3 seconds in just a couple laps here, so Bar is seeming to be on a rhythm here now, on a tear, as he's trying to close back into the back and make up some position here. So it is Fast Ginger, and the gap is 4.7 seconds and closing to TT Piggums here, who was the race leader before our pit stop sequences had started here. We have not quite finished that pit stop set of sequences yet, but we do have Mike 1972, and this is going to be noted that he's 2.8 seconds in behind. We've seen him close that gap on Piggums last stint. Let's see if he can do it again this stint. We got Doug here in fourth place. The gap's 5.7 seconds from him to Mike 1972, but with a looming pit stop coming from our race leader here yet, that should put him up into a podium position when Fast Ginger makes that pit stop. Subi Mark is 1.8 seconds in behind Doug Burrow, and I feel this battle is far from done. So 1.2 seconds was about a good guess on what that half-second penalty was going to cost him there. It's about what it cost him to the back of Doug Burrow there in fourth place currently. Got Hair Razor coming around here. He's 5 seconds in behind Subi Mark, so he pit a lap earlier than these guys, and didn't really seem to gain or lose him anything, but he is there 5 seconds down the road. We got Type R coming around here. He's currently in 7th place. I think we had a little bit of a lag spike in the lobby right there. Supra's car did some funny dancing here in 8th place as he comes across the line. We've got Pappy coming around here in 9th, and Bar 27 here in 10th place. Losing a little bit of time that time around, but some good racing here so far in the TT Cup cars. Alright, so Fast Ginger here sees that gap diminishing to TT Pickums. Now, at some point you gotta know you just gotta pit and settle into the field where you settle, because time is running out. At anything under 15 minutes at this point now before he pits is potentially hurting him for regaining positions on that tire advantage that he's gained on basically the whole field here. He's going to come in with lower fuel, he's going to come in with fresh tires, and if he doesn't take tires, I mean, he's only literally going to be taking a splash and out, so he might not lose even all that much time. He might end up right back in the mid-pack there, but the longer now that he waits to make this pit stop with the drivers that are on those fresh tires after making their pit stop are now closing in on him, the more and more that is going to start to begin to hurt him and where he comes out after his pit stop. So at some point here, we got to be thinking about when we need to make that stop, as of course Piggums, who will be the rightful race leader here again when Ginger pits, is absolutely closing in here. And there it is, a smart driver. He's thinking exactly what we're talking about there. He realizes what's happening here. He's just going to pit, and Piggums is going to take the race lead back here. So second time here for Piggums with the race lead, and he is our pole sitter and led the whole race until the pit stop sequence started there, and then Mike 1972 took over for a couple laps, Fast Ginger took over for a couple laps, and now we're right back into where our positions are going to be here to the end of the race and see where the battles are going to start developing. So Piggums has 2.7 seconds over Mike. Mike hasn't been able to gain any time on Piggums here. Doug Barrows gained just a tiny little bit of time on Subi Mark here, about maybe half a second here or so over the last lap. Mark's still there chasing, trying to close the gap back down. Hair Razor's lost just a little bit of time there on Subi Mark there as well, about a half second as well. Type R's 10.2 seconds behind. We're going to monitor that gap between him and Hair Razor. And Ginger, after his pit stop, has come out exactly in the position before all the drivers have pit in. He tucked right back in behind Type R. That is fantastic. And Supra's right there too. So we got a very good potential three-way battle developing here before the end of the race for 6th, 7th, and 8th place. Happy Pappy's 9 seconds in behind him. Bar 27 again is trying to close in here. He's got the gap down to under 8 seconds currently right now on the racetrack. But it is Piggums. Right now, he is trying to hold off the charge of Mike 1972. This man has been flying today. He is currently holding the fastest lap on the racetrack here as well, and that was done quite early in the race, 2:11.341, and has yet to be touched by any of the drivers in the field. So he is definitely on a move around Suzuka here this weekend. We got Subi Mark here in 4th place. He is 1.6 seconds in behind Doug Burrow, starting to close back in a little bit here, so it's a little give, little take between those two at the moment. Hair Razor here, he's kind of in no man's land right now here in 5th place. We got Type R in 6th position, and he has Ginger closing in here. Now, again, he's got a tire advantage here. It's not much of a tire advantage, but it is still a tire advantage, and I'm probably sure he's got a fuel advantage here. Let's go check it out. Yes, he is a little lighter on fuel here as well, so the car should be just a little quicker, you would think here. But again, Ginger's not an over-aggressive attacker. He waits for a good opportunity and just tries to get a very quick, efficient pass done. Let's see if he's going to decide to change that tactic here, because Supra is starting to close in here. It's becoming larger and larger and larger in that driver's review mirror in that Audi, and at some point he's either got to try and make a move on Type R or have to start to defend against Supra in behind, and that could cost him time and position on track to Type R in front of him here as well. So it's always a tough position being in the car in the middle of a three-way battle, and that is the position Ginger's in here right now, and he does have to deal with the defensive driving abilities of Type R here as well. So he showed his nose a little bit there. He was going to think about maybe trying to open up a window there coming into turn 1 and 2, but he wasn't really close enough to do anything there. Type R didn't even bat an eyelash at that movement. And they're going to go through the S's there, the snake in 6th, 7th, and 8th place, respectively here. So it's Piggums and Mike 1972, and that gap is starting to close. It's 1.7 seconds here. So Mike 1972 has fallen back into Suzuka alien mode here, and he is trying to put the push on 1st place with 13 minutes remaining. We got Doug Burrow here, 6.4 seconds in behind Subi Mark, trying to do the same thing here as Mike 1972 is on Piggums right now. He's trying to put the push on here before the end of the race, see if he can get the job done before the checkered flag waves here. But Hairraiser is right there too. I mean, he's still tracking any mistake by him up in front. Hairraiser is still close enough to potentially get that position here. So let's get back to the 6th, 7th, and 8th place group here of Type R, Fast Ginger, and Supra. And these three, pardon me, are having a pretty good little healthy race here in the first stint, and now all connected back together here for our final stint as well in the race. So when and where is it going to start to kick off? We have yet to find out, but at some point this is definitely going to start to kick off. It's going to be a matter of which driver gets a good run on which driver where and when, and then I think that is when the attack is going to be on. It's just a matter of which driver attacks which driver first. Right now Ginger's got the better run. He's in the slip. He's right tucked in behind Type R. Supra, maybe by design here, just sitting about 0.4 of a second in behind here as we head through 135R, and that might pay dividends here with clean air in the race car coming around the corner on Ginger there. You got a really big run heading into the chicane here, the Casio Triangle, and he's not going to be able to get anything done on Ginger here. This time Ginger keeps himself tucked in nice and tight in behind Type R here, and now it is basically nose to tail here, 6th, 7th, and 8th place. An Audi separating each of the cars right now from each other, and that is about it. So it is battle on here. We're sticking with this for a few moments. We still got lots of time in the race to keep our eye on things. We see these other guys up there getting close together, but they're not right on top of each other like these three are here right now. We're going to go check that situation out up front here in just a moment's time. And we're going to stick with these three here for at least the first half of this lap, see if anything changes here. Super starting to squeeze in on Ginger a little bit here now as we come through the S's. A snake, I think they call this actually in real life right now. But yeah, it's still Type R doing a great job in 6th place here. He's really been holding down 6th place all race long. He's really been up to the task, and cool, calm collector right now in behind the wheel of that red and white Audi here from Type R. So Fast Ginger's just chilling there, and again, not putting any real serious pressure on Type R here, but again, it's still 10 minutes left in the race yet. With about 5 minutes left in the race yet, I think the urgency in the drivers will start to change a little bit behind the wheel, as obviously time is no longer on your side. Fast Ginger is going to take a defensive approach here, as Super is going to show on the outside, going to look for a cutback there, but couldn't get the power down any better than Ginger there, so he's not going to get a run on him, but he is tucked in the toe. And like I said, the moment that Super starts to battle with Fast Ginger is going to be the time that Type R gets to break free from this battle a little bit. That's exactly what we've just seen right there, just that tiny little bit of defending right there from Fast Ginger, and that was enough to let Type R grab a quick little gap there, and a wide exit there coming into Spoon Curve from Super there allowed Fast Ginger to alleviate a little bit of pressure from him here, and these three will continue to try and lock back in on each other here again. So here we go. First and second place are separated by an Audi. That's it. It is game on here for first and second place here right now. Pigham's holding pretty tight to the inside track. They're coming through turn 1 as Mike 1972 is just tucked right in underneath Pigham's wing here right now. And as they go through the S's, first and second place are separated by, well, by not much. Not much. It's a difficult sector. You got to get it just right. You don't want to have any slide in this car. You want the rear end to cooperate, especially as we head uphill here. It's very easy to get over ambitious, as that top part of the corner is blind when you're coming up the hill. So if you're not on your steering angle, you can very quickly find yourself in trouble on the right side edge of that racetrack. But these guys are pros, man. They know exactly what's going on here, and these guys are nose to tail racing here through Degners 1 and 2. As we head into the hairpin here, Pickham's is going to go defensive here. Are we going to see a cutback attempt from Mike 1972? Nope, he's content with just settling back in behind, making sure he doesn't lose the toe of the leader. Again, there's still 8.5 minutes on the clock. There's lots of time here. He doesn't need to have this done right this second, but he definitely wants to make sure that he doesn't lose track of Pickham's up there. So right now, a little bit of a gap. Let's keep going through the field here, see what we see. We got 1.8 seconds between Doug and Subi Mark right now. Hairraiser still in no man's land. Type R here in 6th place. Supra has made his way around Fast Ginger here, so Supra now up into 7th place and now trying to track down Type R himself. So Fast Ginger now down into 8th place here. We got Happy Pappy in 9th, and we got Bar 27 here in 10th place, and it looks like a second pit stop here for Bar 27. So about 50 seconds in behind our race leader here currently. race leaders, as this is an active battle for first and second place here between Mike 1972 and the TT's Pickums here right now. And boy, these two are locked in it here right now. This is going to be 7.5 minutes to go as we cross the start finish line here and start lap number 20. So it is going to be about a 23 lap race here today. That was a good, pretty good guess. And the sun is shining here today in Japan at this great racetrack. Suzuka is a famous racetrack. It's a beautiful racetrack. Lots of racers love this racetrack. Lots of racers hate this racetrack. But at the end of the day, it provides for great racing. Subi Mark here in third place, 2.2 seconds in behind Doug. Just hasn't been able really to reel Doug in. Very equally paced drivers, these two. Supra here, 1.6 seconds in behind Type R. Fast Ginger's closed back in on Supra, and he is tucked right in behind here, and he gets a little bit of a sketchy exit there, but he handled that like a pro, and he didn't act like nothing even happened there. He's just going to stay right in behind Supra here as we head through the S's, and let's see if Ginger has an attack back here on Supra in 7th place, because right now Type R is just a little bit ahead, where Fast Ginger can start applying some pressure on Supra here, and that battle becomes between them two, and Type R can hopefully gain some gap back again. So Type R is definitely encouraging that battle in behind him for sure, as he's checking up in his rearview mirror here every so often, seeing where those guys are at. But they're there, and then they're not, and then they are, and then they're not. It's got to be a little stressful right now. They're in 6th place. Piggum's here, talk about stressful. Got 6 minutes left on the clock here. You're coming around Spoon Curve. You got a whole mirror full of Mike 1972. The guy is clearly very quick here today. He's holding the fastest lap on the racetrack with basically a 211 flat, 211.069. You know that you can't give this guy an opening here. You give him an opportunity, and there's quite a good potential that you're going to be battling for the race lead here. So it's 5.5 minutes here for Piggums to try and hold out the charge of Mike. Mike took a little look there, showed his nose. Piggums didn't bite. He's just going to settle into his line here, and he's going to stay into the chicane. And as we come around here to start lap number 21, it is still Piggums in the race lead here, but boy, he is under pressure from Mike 1972 right now. And who's it going to be? I mean, at the end of the day, who's it going to be? It is too close to tell right now. Definitely keeping an eye on that 3-car pack there. I mean, they are close here. Let's go take a look here. I think we might have had, I thought we were having a battle there between them. They were so close together, but they're still a little separated. So let's go back right here. Let's jump on board with Mike 1972 here as he's trying to assess where, when, and how he's going to attempt to try and get first place from TT's Piggums here. I mean, there's no love here. He's basically blocking the exhaust pipe of that Audi. A little bit of touch there between the two of them, and a little boost there for Piggums gives him a quick little gap, and then that gap is closed right back up under braking here. So this is on 4.5 minutes just under left on the clock, and we got a very good battle here for first and second place overall in our race today in round number 4. And these two guys are so equally paced. It is absolutely white knuckle sweats pouring, and there we go. And Mike's going to take a look here. Is he going to try and get it done on the outside of Spoon Curve? It's a big move, but it can be done here. Piggums is going to keep him just on his line there, get himself as much room as he can to get into the corner, and Piggums is just going to back out there, and Mike 1972 is going to grab a P1 with a move on the outside into Spoon Curve. Let's go take another look at that there as the racers are going in here. So we're side by side heading towards Spoon Curve. Mike 1972 definitely got the run there, and he just got the job done. He just went in a little bit more speed, held the line real nicely, and that was a good quality pass right there by Mike 1972 on TT's Piggums. Piggums now has 4 minutes of 3.5 minutes to see if he can find a response here on Mike 1972, but that driver has had some good pace today. It's going to be very hard, I think, to counterattack that beautiful pass into the Spoon Curve there on lap number 21. So Doug coming around here in third place, and Subi Mark is starting to push here. He's almost has it down to under a second there as we entered into the Casio Triangle. Gap at the start finish line here is 1.35 seconds. Hair Razor still in no man's land in 5th place there. Type R is 1.2 seconds ahead of Subi Supra here, so he's broken the toe. And Supra has Fast Ginger about 3/4 of a second in behind him here right now. We got Pappy here in 9th place, and we got Bar 27 in pit lane, which looks like to be a mechanical issue in that racing car here today. So it is Mike 1972. Good, long, hard-fought race here today. He stayed cool, he stayed calm, he stayed patient. We talked about Piggums a little bit earlier, how cool, calm, and collected he is. Mike 1972, very much the same. He's cool, he's calm, he's collected. He's always got great consistency and pace on the racetrack. He understands each race at hand. He understands his strategy, and I'm sure he understands an alternate strategy just in case something doesn't go according to plan during the race at hand. And this is why we see him and Piggums and Doug Barrow, Mark, Hairraiser battling it out almost week in and week out here in these Audis. These guys, they're just cool, calm, collected. They're cool as cucumbers behind the wheel of their race cars. And that's what allows them to maintain such great consistency and allow them to continue to finish well in these races. But it's always anybody's guess who's going to win between the 5 of these drivers, especially because it really is anybody's game in any given race. It comes down to those mistakes, and then when we talk about those mistakes, we got Super getting it wrong coming out of Degner 2. Fast Ginger's going to slip ahead there into 7th place, and with 1.5 minutes on the clock, that is a very well-timed position gain there for Fast Ginger. He just needs to get the gap open, and not sure if they're going to get another lap there by the time they get around there. This could be final lap for our back group here, so our race leaders are definitely going to get one more here, all the way up at least through 5th place here, I believe. So Mike 1972 here coming around. He's got 2 seconds on TT's Piggums here, and TT Piggums, I think, has realized that the Mike is on a tear here today, and he's trying to get there with him. He's trying to get back in. He definitely has not given up, but Mike 1972 has just kicked it into high gear, and he's going to say, all right, mate, I'm out. Thanks for the battle. Catch me if you can. All right, Doug Barrow here in 3rd place. He's got the Subi Mark still right there nipping 1.2 seconds in behind. They are on their final lap here. Hairraiser will have plenty of time to get through here as well as he comes across the start-finish line. Type R will get that 23rd lap here as well in 6th place. But boy, he has a Fast Ginger right on his bumper coming into the Casio Triangle right now, and these two are going to potentially battle out for 6th and 7th place here on this final lap. Super gets around in time as well. 3-way battle still on here at the end of this race. Happy Pappy is looking like he's going to get that 23rd lap there as well, and it's going to be a 10th place finisher for Bar 27 again. Looking like some mechanical issues in that Audi here today as that crew has it in pit lane taking a look, and I think that driver has called it a day there in that car, and they'll come back in round 5 with a fixed up race car. Alright, around the hairpin here for the final time is Mike 1972. Now we're trying to kind of keep our eye here too as well. Fast Ginger's applying the pressure here. He's definitely showing his nose. He's showing some intention here that he's starting to look for a way now. But we got to try and keep our track here with our race leaders. They're heading into Spoon Curve right now. So we're going to stick with this battle here, and we're just going to keep an eye on that race leader. And Type R is doing a great job here. He's just done a really great job of just keeping enough of a gap between him and these 2 drivers and behind, not to really give him a good ideal line or an opportunity to open a door easily and get an easy pass made on him here. But ooh, I was going to say Ginger got a good run there, but he had just a slight little wiggle, but he still got a better run. And is he going to get the position here? This is exactly what he's looking for here. If he can stay side by side with Type R here coming into Spoon Curve, he has an opportunity to grab this position. All right, we got to, we're trying to stick with it. Fast Ginger does slot ahead here, currently in 6th place. We're going to see if we see a response from Type R here. Just give us a moment as Mike 1972 is coming across the line. It's going to be a race win there for Mike 1972. Great drive from him. Piggum's going to take it home in 2nd place here. That's going to bring Doug Barrow home here in 3rd place in the final podium position today. And Fast Ginger is still holding down that 6th position here right now. We've got Subi Mark in 4th place. There was a good charge. Just couldn't quite get up to the back end of Doug there, but he's going to bring it home in 4th place. Hairraiser is just coming into the Casio Triangle, coming out of the Casio Triangle here right now. The cameraman missed him, and it's going to be a 5th place finish here for the Team Rad driver. Back to this battle. Fast Ginger, last lap, gets it done, gets a good run out of the hairpin, manages to get that inside position on Type R going into Spoon Curve, and is going to find himself a 6th place finish right at the end of the race. Type R in 7th, super close behind in 8th. Happy Pappy's going to bring it home here in 9th place, and it's going to be a 10th place finisher for Bar 27 with car in pit lane. You hate to see it. But that's racing, folks. Absolutely great racing here today from these Audi TT Cup guys. Totally worth it once we finally got things working here. So I do apologize for the early production problems, but at least we were able to get this race out there to everybody because it was most certainly a good round 4 here from our GTRC community. GG's to Mike 1972, TT's Pigums, and Team Rad's Doug Burrow for the top 3 in our podium here today. So we are going to do some quick podium interviews here because I am very squeezed on time today. And we'll be right back. Alright, are we back on? We are back on. What's up, everybody? I'm just waiting for Discord to load up, hopefully. If it does not, then we're just going to skip podiums this week. It is what it is. I'm not gonna force my computer to do anything it doesn't want to do right now. We got the stream out, that's all that matters. So we like to talk to our drivers, and unfortunately we may not get that opportunity today. And I'm really gonna have to sort out why my computer is doing this right now, but nonetheless, it's been working hard for 4 years. It's showing its age, it's showing its wear and tear, and it's really starting to show that it's just slowly but surely on its way down. So we're doing the best we can with our poor old girl here, but it got us through today. That's all that matters. So we appreciate it. We appreciate all the viewers for hanging out. I'm still waiting for Discord to load up. I'll hang out here for a few minutes, see if I can get Discord to amp up here. But if Discord doesn't amp up here, we'll just be skipping the interviews here today. Again, the GTRC, a great community. The admins always understand when we're having issues with the stream, which is a lot more frequent lately, which is just a sign that the equipment needs to be. I do maintenance on the equipment. It's not maintenance at this point. The equipment's just worn out. I think I've got it kind of at its maximum level at what it can do at this point with the stream, and we just got to start thinking about an upgrade before we are stuck again. It's tough times right now. It's not something it can happen quickly and easily, so it's stressful. It's stressful when it is struggling, that's for sure. We just want to get the content out to the viewers at home. Yeah, we try. We definitely try. I appreciate you. I really do appreciate all the support in the comments, especially in the chat. Oh, wow, my YouTube is not updating very well. My chat, I apologize, YouTubers. My Facebook's not updating very well either. We're just having all kinds of issues today. It's unfortunate. But we got the stream out. I was going to stream my personal race I'm going to be jumping into here in literally less than 2 hours time. I got to start that race off here. I got to open the official lobby in 65 minutes, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna bring that to the live stream today. Unfortunately, I really want to, but I think we need to give our equipment as much downtime and rest time as we can right now, and just make sure the important content's getting pushed out. So it could just be the fact that I don't have the right capture card that is kind of used to and supported by my equipment either. That might be causing some of the problem, but nonetheless, definitely having some struggles right now with the stream. In the production part of it, anyways, just the production part. Everything is going and moving as normal in behind the scenes. That never changes, and nothing stops moving in behind the scenes. But it definitely hurts when we can't get the live streams out to you. It always stresses me out, so I apologize. We'll give special shout out to Chris Reeves and Cody B Gaming as well, supporters over on Facebook. They're coming in with that. I don't even know how many months resub there now over on Facebook here as well. Again this month, appreciate that extra level of support. Absolute legends. And I can't get Discord to open, so I don't think we're going to be doing podium interviews today. Again, apologize to our drivers for that. I know it's just a fun thing that we like to do, and it gives the drivers a chance to freely decompress and then talk and have some fun. But today is just not in the cards, I guess. So I think we're just going to call it on that note here from the Gran Turismo racing community. Again, this was round 4 of the Audi TT Cup Series. We're at midway through the season in both our championships here now. We have round 5 coming from our Group 2s next Saturday. As long as everything is working properly on my end, we'll be back live, and that'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern time until the UK time zone comes in and catches up with North America. Here we're an hour later than scheduled for North America. Just so everybody's aware, probably a little bit of confusion there too as well. It catches me out every weekend, but nonetheless, we'll be live and it'll be Group 2 racing. So it's been a great series. Le Mans definitely proved to be challenging for our drivers last weekend in the Group 2s. There was some stuff definitely to look at on the stewarding end of things, and again, just a tough racetrack and tough racing conditions for our drivers last round. And like I said, that's not even the toughest circuit in the schedule this season for the Group 2 guys. That was just a precursor for what's coming up in our finale. So buckle up, because our finale is going to be a doozy, that's for sure. But we got 5 great rounds of GR2 racing left yet. And the finale weekend, of course, will kick off after our Audi TT Cup finale weekend here. So one less week of racing for our Cup drivers. They get an 8-week season, where our GR2 guys get a 9-week season. Designed and developed that way, and we're halfway through the season here in our Cup drivers, so the standings are definitely going to be tightening up here. I can't wait to see them next week, and we'll make sure that we have everything a little more prepared in our next round of racing for everybody. Again, I apologize for the interviews today. Just having these technical issues, we're not going to force it today here, but appreciate the Gran Turismo racing community, the volunteers behind the scenes. Thanks to all the stewards that got to make those tough decisions when called upon. Thanks to the racing community for all the support in the Discord community, and of course here on the live streams, and to all our viewers that are chilling at home, just enjoying the races. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for all that extra support. Can't do it without you, and it's why we do it. And if you haven't done a like and a share hit yet on any one of the streams where it is where you're watching, make sure you do that on the way out, please, before you leave. Quick free way you can help us grow. It takes about 8 seconds of your time. And if you're new to the page, you enjoyed the race, you enjoyed the commentary, these are family friendly broadcasts. All live sim racing commentary broadcasts are family friendly. It is mandated by myself, GT45 Gaming, and it is a requirement with any league that I operate with, that it is kept PG as well in the podium interviews, and that is because motorsports is a family event, and it should be no different than sim racing world, in my opinion. So good luck in the race later. Appreciate you, bud. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, appreciate the viewers out there. This is why we do it. I mean, it's all for the people watching at home or at work or wherever it is you are in your daily lives. With technology, we can watch live streams pretty much anywhere, which is beautiful. So we appreciate the patronage as always, and we'll see you next Saturday here from the Gran Turismo Racing community. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast once it's settled in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers for now, everybody. Appreciate you, JKH, too. Appreciate support.